Alright guys, hello and welcome back. It's week 3 of the Challenger Cup. I'm Zidon here with Hinduman today. We're into the first match of the day. The Why Not's going to be facing off against Vivid Gaming. I'm excited, I'm hyped, I'm looking forward to what should hopefully be some great matches today.
It should be some great matches because once again, NA Challenger scene is pretty much wide open. I mean, with Eager taken last week in the tournament, we're still going to see Legion top of the shop, but it doesn't necessarily mean this is anyone's easy game to make. Obviously, the top 4 have the shot, the potential to go through, but this time round, game 1, we're going to start a round 2 game of the Why Not versus Vivid Gaming. Why Not's not done too bad for themselves, finding themselves going into this one in rank 9th position now as the picks and bans come through.
Indeed, Thor banned out quickly, as well as Bast on the other side. Pretty common standard picks these days. I don't expect to see too much different coming out. There's a couple of gods who were buffed in the patch on Wednesday. Anhur, he kind of shot back up the popularity with his wave clear getting restored, as well as Bacchus, having actually a decent amount of drunkenness come off of his chug early on. He's a bit more viable early on in matches.
He really is, and now you might see him back, especially with the Watcher's Gift coming back as well. MP5 regeneration being available too. Going to be viable for them to be able to pick that one out as well.
Looking at this, it looks like it's going to be first. Are these teams backwards again in the client?
I don't know. I've got everything going fine. Why not so on the left for me?
Red team has first pick.
Yes, they're probably backwards then. Good old client being buggy, but it's fine. It's okay. It's only a small thing.
No, they don't. They're correct.
No, they don't.
I'm not sure.
Zidon, please.
Nevertheless, Athena locked in for the first pick. I get confused. I get nervous about this stuff. It's like, is it right? I don't know if it's right. I don't know. Athena locked in for the first pick. Great support these days. Generally considered top tier again, with Sylvanas falling off with the Season 2 changes, and that global presence at Defender of Olympus can make some huge plays. Yep,
still a very viable opportunity though. Across the way though, Arachne, Poseidon getting locked in here for Vivid Gaming. Arachne very strong in the jungle, a viable option in the solo lane too. Plus by picking that Arachne early, it can kind of counteract maybe somebody looking to pick up that Bakasura solo, as Arachne has a very good matchup against it.
Indeed. Back on the other side, though, there is that Anhur lock-in we spoke about just a brief moment ago. His wave clear is impaled Nolurk gets that 50% damage reduction per targeted hits, and he has pretty much Neath level wave clear at this point. And it looks like Serqet getting locked in as well for their jungle. The team composition over there is starting to look quite good.
It is. I mean, surprised we've seen Serqet so far down the picking order. Arachne, Poseidon before him. I can understand Anhur getting picked ahead, but Serqet being left so late, quite surprising to me. Obviously, a lot of focus going towards elsewhere in terms of bans, but that one, quite surprising to see Serqet go so far down the list.
Indeed. It's going to be Ram picked up as the AD carry for Vivid Gaming, as they look to ban some gods out as well. Agni and Geb getting removed from the table, removing a support option, as well as a lot of AoE damage in that mid lane, although Agni, I don't know, usually doesn't fare too well against Poseidon, so it's a little bit of an interesting ban going into that second banning phase.
Yeah, pretty interesting coming through. Now we're going to see the rest of the picks come through as well. I think we're a little bit ahead, so talk me through the rest of the picks and bans, because I don't want to give away the game too much and be a cheat here.
Ymir getting locked in inside of Vivid Gaming for the support. It's more of an EU thing, but I think NA is also starting to realize the power that can come out of Ymir. Early rotations, the early ganking power, the ability to just hit someone with Frost Breath and follow up with that extra damage from his passive makes him really scary.
Yeah, I mean, he also gives the good laning phase against an Athena as well, in fairness. He's got the Frost to be able to do damage and clear the wave out if she does come aggressive with that shield wall to try and drop it down to clear the minions out. Obviously, Glacial Strikes is his major wave clear, maxing that one first. Gives him great push power, actually better than Athena's, just because it'll hit more of the creeps when positioned correctly as well. Plus, he can deal with Athena in the jungle with nice things like the wall to deal with the preemptive strike engagements or disengages from it.
Indeed, guys, volume levels should be better than they are. I apologize for that. That should be fixed for now. Going back over to the other side, it is Scylla and Hercules getting locked in for the Why Nots.
Yeah, Scylla being locked in towards the end, not a surprise. Scylla's matchup against Poseidon in the early stages isn't that bad for Scylla. She doesn't have to get in range for taking poke damage from Poseidon. Poseidon's going to auto-push her into tower anyway, but what she can do is just weather the storm in the early levels, hit level 5, and she's got good abilities to be able to get her out of bad situations in that mid lane. Obviously, taking beads and sentinel is enough to be able to get her out of a Whirlpool Kraken combination, so she's not going to be looking to have to get an Aegis unless she really gets herself stuck in a pile of mud there. Maybe she might pick it up if she has to deal with the Bakasura and Arachne as well, but we'll see. The compositions on paper right now coming out from these teams. I'm really on the side of Vivid Gaming here.
Yeah, that Bakasura is a final pick as well. Going to be doing quite well against Hercules in the jungle. Arachne can be quite scary. No one likes spiders to begin with, and well, when she pops out of nowhere and is like trying to land on your head, and it gets very messy very quickly. Otherwise, looking at the picks down across the side, I mean, team comp's pretty decent for both teams. And, well, for now, I mean, yeah, I mean, we'll have to look to see what these guys look to do as they get into the game.
Yeah, I mean, Vivid Games' composition looks okay. I mean, I like the counter pick of the Hercules there. They baited that one in, thinking it was going to be a Arachne solo. Now it's going to be a Bakasura solo, more than likely, and Arachne in the jungle. With the Ymir to be able to do setups as well as the Whirlpool Kraken on the backside, the engagement potential from Arachne and Bakasura is pretty strong there. Problem is, across the way, though, Serqet's early game very, very strong, very, very gank. Obviously, when I say early game, I don't necessarily mean like pre-4. I'm talking like 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Very, very strong in the early stages. Put the pressure on trying to get the ganks off. Scylla is great throughout towards the late stages of the game, and then Anhur's there all the way throughout, and Hercules can be there late game too. So the balance of compositions, I feel like Vivid Games is going to take a little bit longer to come online as a whole and be really dangerous, whereas across the way you're going to see quite a lot coming out from the Why Nots early on.
Indeed. That's it, guys. We have a little bit left on this anti-ghost turn. We're going to go ahead and sit this one out. Cut to a quick little break, and we'll be back in probably about 2 minutes or so with the first game of the Week 3 Challenger Cup from North America. Stick around, enjoy the music. We'll be back in just a few. Alright guys, sorry for that little bit of a delay. Pause came out, there were some technical issues, the game wasn't for whatever reason being captured to the stream client. Nevertheless, Why Not's going to be facing against Vivid Gaming in this first match of the day. It's a round 2-1. I'm Zayden here with Hindu, as the teams have a little bit of a gathering here in the mid lane.
Yeah, Why Nots are just going to chill. They're not going to go aggressive, not going to go into the jungle, not going to put a ward down early on. They're just going to play super passive, scared of the early invade. I know the team fight potential coming out from Vivid Gaming at the start is pretty strong, but it's unusual that you see them play so passive in that situation. They could have at least checked out the early entrances to their jungle there, Zayden, and kept an eye out for possible invades and just backed away if they saw them coming. But they gave up a lot of position in there. They could have had some deep wards or a big rotation. And luckily, though, didn't look like Vivid Gaming were interested. They're going to play this one very safe, very surprised as well. When you see a Bakasura and an Arachne, then they're not going for an early invade.
Yeah, there's still some potential for a late invade. Hercules has a rough time in lane, even with the Bluestone Pendant. The Bluestone Pendant definitely helps him out a lot, but there's still some potential to take that mana buff away. He'll have to be a little worried about his mana earlier on. But it looks like for now they're just going to be doing their own respective mana buffs. No real early game shenanigans coming out. Just we'll have to see if anything happens when these guys actually arrive face-to-face in lane.
So it's going to be Arachne jungle, Bakasura solo lane, as expected, because Baka has a very good matchup against Hercules. True damage is nice and effective against him, so you'll see Hercules try and build a lot of health in this lane, more than likely to keep himself going. Mid lane, you'll see Poseidon versus Scylla. Poseidon will get the early game pushing, as you can see already, and it's just going to be a farmer for the most part, unless Scylla makes a mistake, gets herself caught out of position.
Indeed, and it's a little bit of an interesting one. It's not quite as bad. You know, we saw that Agni getting banned out earlier on. She doesn't have to worry so much about getting caught in that whirlpool, like mid-path of flame. She's not going to get caught out. She gets that sentinel down. She's already in mid-move. She's free and clear of any potential aggression coming out of Poseidon, pretty much. In dual lane, a little bit of back and forth. You're talking about that glacial strike damage, and already both members of the blue team that dual lane have a decent bit of health missing from the health bars.
Yeah, Why Not's going to be a little bit careful there. They both got hit by a double freeze then as well, which they shouldn't be doing. Honestly, the Hunt should not be positioned on top of the Athena. She's going in there with a shield wall, but he gave away the freeze there. Got a bit of poke, but they're sustained back up for the most part. He should be pretty much a farm lane there, unless anything crazy happens. Nice and pale coming out, but the follow-up from Ymir was good to force a nice disengage, nice bit of poke damage back.
That's one thing I've been seeing earlier. There's been some interesting changes in the jungle as well from the junglers. They're doing these early rotations and going immediately for the enemy side back harpy camps. It potentially leaves you 2 camps of your own on your own side of the jungle, but it also shows a decent bit of presence, unless something like this happens where you're getting kind of closed in on.
Well, can they both get out? They can both escape nicely with that sentinel over the wall, as well as using that ambush to get away. So good disengage, but like you're saying, yeah, what this does is it gives you an experience lead overall against the enemy jungler, denies some experience from the enemy jungle, as well as keeps more camps available for you to go and farm. You'll hit level 5 quicker. It takes a little bit longer now, though, to be able to get the farm on for them to hit level 5.
Yeah, over in the solo lane, Hercules taking a bit of damage there from Bakasura. He looked to the Earthbreaker to pull him under the tower. Could have been a pretty nasty first blood, potentially, if that had connected. Fortunately for Bakasura, he was not pushed back under the tower. Even with the takedown, it will come down to, could Hercules hit that driving strike and stun him out under the tower long enough? In this particular instance, that was not the case. And right now,
nice aggression in mid lane coming out from the Serqet, who hit 5, but she takes a tower shot for free, and it's actually 2 tower shots to bring her down. She dove the tower there, Zayden, and gave away first blood to the enemy team. That's just boosted up Arachne right now, and she's hit level 5 because of it.
Yeah, definitely want to see that happening. I think part of that was the fact that you get a little... Oh, actually, clicking on the soul lane as well. Defiant finishing the job against Hercules. Bakasura has a pretty strong early game against some of those the true damage coming off of those Butcher Blades, plus just the normal scaling. Words are hard. Means a lot of damage on Bakasura early on. Mitigate wounds, of course, helps keep him healthy, but when Bakasura is able to throw that Regurgitate once he hits 5, it's a lot of extra damage coming out.
Yeah, I'm a little bit confused how Hurt got caught out of position there a little bit. Just because he should have hit 5 beforehand against this Bakasura, if you could see the wave pressure coming in, you could just throw that boulder to clear it, to go back to base if he was low on health. You just got to respect Bakasura a little bit more. When he's got Regurgitate up, he will try and all-in you and cause you a big issue. Mid camps did go down, though, and as you can see, experience and gold-wise, both in Vivid Games' favour right now. In a good position at the moment of Vivid Gaming with that 2-0 lead.
Definitely. Over in the dual lane, things kind of the farm phase actually dispersed, coming out, linking some damage, interrupted, rolling assault, going down now, Defender of Olympus coming in, Astral Barrage up in the air, apparently forgot to hit the L button again, we'll resolve that here in just a moment. Astral Barrage shots come down, are missing, but the rotation coming around, here's Poseidon looking to help, but Scylla's rotated over as well.
Yeah, Crush did come out, bit of damage, and a monster does connect, bring down that Rama. The hit does land onto Poseidon, who fired the Kraken off to bring down the Anhur, and now Athena's got a preemptive strike away if she can make it.
Not quite. Unfortunately, one of those things, Preemptive Strike, doesn't get you out. They have to charge down. If you run into anybody, you're dead, but Last Breath coming in from Serqet, looking for the kill to Ymir. He's not getting out of this one. They answer back 2 for 2 in the end. Why not turn that one back around after a bit of a messy engagement overall?
Honestly, that engagement really worked out well for Vivid Gaming. They were the ones late to the party. Rama bought time by using the Astral Barrage to get himself up there. And the respawns of the new gods coming through now means that all these jungle camps that are up, it means that when the Why-Nots come back to the lane, they're going to be able to farm the jungle. The lanes are in decent enough position that the people in Vivid Gaming are going to come back to those waves and find all that minion farm there. So they're going to come out on top. Well, they should.
Yeah. Those first backs to the base really just start happening on the back of that fight over the dual lane as well. Devour's Gauntlet's built up for Hunter. Shoes and Magic coming out for both mid laners. I get a little more on Poseidon, still to an extent as well, but a lot of people these days tend to favor the Shoes of Focus because the cooldown reduction just scales better into the late game.
Yeah, cooldown reduction is always viable on all the mid laners, but at the same time, do you want to go for pure damage? Someone like Kukulkan, for example, works very, very well with using the Magic because it gives you that extra mana as well, which also works with his passive. So it's very rare that you have to have a certain god pick up Shoes of Magi or Shoes of Focus, but most of them do tend to favour the Focus just for that CDR.
And that, really not much else coming out armor-wise. A couple boots here and there, nothing too special as of yet. Hercules over in that dual lane, or soul lane, excuse me, still holding on, but
mid lane, Kraken does come out, defensively used after the taunt. Now Arachne's here, going to get the slow off into Athena, immediately uses that Defender of Olympus to get herself out of trouble. Don't mind that usage at all, it was very wise. It keeps her healthy enough now, Zidon, to try and contest these mid camps. As you can see, Vivid Gaming in the position on the left already.
Yeah, Ruby getting forced back off the left side. It's a pretty big pickup, though, for Vivid Gaming. Getting the Defender of Olympus down. It's a pretty long cooldown and a very powerful overall ultimate. I'll be curious to see if Vivid Gaming look to kind of take advantage of that in the future. Look for a gank somewhere else on the map, a solo lane, maybe a dual lane gank as well, where Athena can't just immediately rotate over using that ultimate. There's the taunt coming out, looking at that monster as well, about to hit. Apparently hitting L didn't actually stop the problem. Slow-mo still going on. Poseidon in a spot of trouble. There's the crush coming in from Scylla. Found that kill. Ymir answers straight back into Athena. Maybe needed a little bit more health than she had, but they answered 1 for 1. They do get the left side Harpies as well in the end, so kind of a little victory there for Why-Nots.
Support for a mid laner, I'm down for taking that. If I was the Why-Nots in that situation, they only lost Athena, they got the left-hand Harpies as well. Pressured mid lane, they can now look for the right ones and see if they're up. They should be looking for them now, and there you go, swinging over they go. Oh, very slowly they go, actually. This could be close.
It could. Who has the Hand of the Gods? Ymir does have one. If he goes in, there's a Frostbite coming out. Will he be able to take these away? Yes, he will. The hand comes down. Serqet, though, looking for the Cobra Kiss as well. Some more damage going in on our own right now. Scylla rotated back around. Oh, hey, Ruby's not leaving the party quite yet. I better help her out. Nothing came of that either way, though. As everyone's kind of looking to go back to base, spend some of that nicely new, hard-earned gold after this little bit of a skirmish.
Yeah, so experience at the moment is pretty much even between the two teams. However, Big Gaming still have a small gold lead just because of the first blood at the start of this game. It worked out very strong for them. And now I like what Rama's doing over in this left-hand lane here, played by Papan.
Once again, Defiant gets another kill. Under the tower, using that Regurgitate, getting those extra tower shots on the minions. One more tower shot would have meant his death, but Hercules looked like he might have been caught there lazy back with the shop open. Don't want that to be happening, especially not in a tournament.
Well, he's gone for the right sort of build. That's the main thing. He's got boots online. Maybe he should have gone for the Smithy's hammer earlier and got that reinforced hammer online. But at the moment, with the Smithy's hammer, it's going to give him some extra protections and health there. I'm not sure if he just bought that just now on that trip back, though. But if he did, that means he shouldn't die as often in this lane. He's going to have a little bit more health, a little bit extra protection so when Butcher Blades aren't down. Left-hand side, though, Athena might be looking for something here, but Poseidon's behind her.
She is the wall kid, now not going to stop her, only blocking Poseidon for a brief moment, rolling assault used to close the gap, but they're back in the tower. Kraken comes out looking for the... Actually, Desert Fury coming out, looking for a big kill. Shards of Ice, not quite going to be enough. True Blade gets that kill. Astral Barrage is up. Will the shots hit? One more to go. Not going to find it. He got in the right position. Here comes Scylla.
Scylla does come in. The Frost is down though, so the Athena, defender of Olympus, does not connect. She got torn up. She does. Hits Ymir into the cripple, into the armor monster. Not enough damage on that just yet though to bring down the Ice God himself. In the jungle, got a bit of a skirmish between Serqet and Arachne. Arachne being forced away there, but Ymir lives for now. And it's just a 1-for-0 trade.
And I'm loving these taunt monster combinations coming out of these guys. I think they used the last breath as well to set up Scylla. Giving your Scylla that opportunity to get that kill and all that damage with a crowd control set up beforehand guarantees that damage onto at least one person. And potentially, if it finds the killing blow as well, looks to set her up for potential massive amounts of damage to other players as well. The beautiful execution of this, as long as they can keep this up, that combination is going to work very well going further into the mid-late game. But if they can manage to avoid that combo, you know, when beads start coming online, things like that, it may not work quite as well going forward.
I mean, that whole engagement was from Vivid Gaming. Poseidon rotated over. Anhur played it very well, True Blade there. He got caught in a bit of a soft spot, turned around, dealt the Desert Fury damage, killed off the Poseidon with it at max range as well, which was very good. The issue was Poseidon, the nerf Yoda there, he kind of wanted to hit both of them, the Kraken. He couldn't make up his mind where he wanted to go with it, and slapped it right bang in the middle of both of them, so neither of them really took much damage from it, and that's what cost him a kill, which could have potentially like saved his life, let alone find himself a kill or even a double.
Yep, left side Harpy's under contention once again right now. They're looking for it on both teams. It could be a full-on fight coming out. There's a taunt. Athena found a bunch of them. Kraken comes out, only finding the edge of damage. Shards of Ice finds a lot, though, as they look to... the Harpies went to... I don't even know. So many abilities getting thrown out. Defender of Olympus as they look to pursue the fight even further.
Oh, nice impale into the wall here. Ymir's in trouble as the dog comes in. It's Athena that secures it. They could potentially go straight for a Gold Fury here. Is Kraken still up? No, it's not. Gold Fury's being looked at. The team don't want to do it. Surprised by that one, Zayden.
They had the support down. That means that one less Rage of the Gods contend with. Actually, you know, hindsight, we can see it. Not a single Rage of the Gods was available. Hand of the Gods, Wrath of the Gods, none of it. Bakasura might have had it by the time it went down, but that was a little bit of a missed opportunity there. Sometimes the better play it safe. You don't risk it. Some of the health bars were reasonably low, but you know, start it. Worst case, you back off anyway. I mean, if they don't show up, free Gold Fury.
Definitely. Well, they're going to clear out the ward there as well at the Gold Fury. They've got a sentry down. Other than that as well, we did see Bakasura rotate to those right-hand Harpies, so they could have been scared of the rotation from Baka. Would have still been a 4v4 as Hercules was not involved in that. Without the Hogs, like you said, a bit too risky to go for. Play it safe, pick up the kill, walk away, be happy with the results. So Ket, though, got aggressive left, got to look for the taunt, not going to find it. Yes, she does actually on the second hit of it, and with Arachne coming in, disengage happens immediately. Here's a Ymir, though. Is he going to go aggressive here?
Yeah, he doesn't have that blink quite yet, though. Frostwall will get Anhur back into range, although the Spurs, fortunately for him, able to leap straight on away from any potential damage, further danger from Ymir. So as the things stand right now, a lot of buff camps down, a little bit of rotation through the jungle. Good taunt to interrupt that Frost Breath. Looking for damage as well, but the Frost Breath on the second attempt came out. But the last breath thrown down, they're looking for this kill onto Ymir right now.
Great wall coming at the ambush in, but he's going to walk right into a Kraken. Hits half her health down, but she's still going to be able to get away. Tidal Wave did not connect, and now it's Poseidon who's going to have to rotate away. Rama's not going to be able to support this either, and now this time round Poseidon, they feel confident in going for the Gold Fury, knowing that Kraken's down as well. But Arachne's here, so is Rama. Can they make anything happen?
They do have the Wrath of the Gods. They need to look to deny this. Desert Fury coming out doing a lot of damage just about down to that threshold. Wrath of the Gods will secure it for the Why Nots, but they're looking for the fight. Still Gambit looking for the kill onto True Blade on the left-hand side. Astral Barrage from Rama will find that one as the less shots rain down. Monster will not connect rain damage. And they're looking to retreat right now. They got that Gold Fury, lost their AD carry, but overall, pretty big victory for the Why Nots.
Pretty big victory indeed. Look at the golden experience lead right now. Right inside though, Bakka's pushing onto this tower, keeping the pressure on Herc. Herc with a nice driving strike under the tower, gives him tower goal. He's just jumped away. This is a Bakka. Nice turnaround from the Hercules. After going 0-2 deficit in lane, one small misplay from Bakka brings it back in his favour again. And keeps the Why Nots in the lead even further.
Yeah, Bakasura is looking to fight. Actually, a little bit of taunt in the mid lane as well. Lockdown. Poseidon will not be getting out of that one. The last second Whirlpool didn't quite help there. Athena picked up that kill in the end, though. Making players all over the map right now. The game is pretty close. We're just past 12 minutes into this one. There's a bit of a gold lead for the Why Nots, but Vivid Gaming, kill-wise, they're pretty far. They're not that far behind.
I mean, neither team's totally out of this game right now. Why Not's in a better position overall? They've got the earlier game jungle in Serqet. This is the stage where she's really strong right now in the sort of mid-games area with their big rotations, the ultimate combo setups. On top of that, they've got Anhur, who's probably rated as the highest AD carry hunter role right now. Yeah. When the jungle Serqet gets caught a little bit there, immediately just quickly stances away with the Deathbane into the ambush and out of trouble once again. Her mobility is insane. Mid-harpies are up on the left.
Yep, take a look at those. Athena waiting for the right side. She has a little bit longer to go on that. A little bit of a contention, though. Her not being there might be a little bit of a factor. She has the Defender of Olympus, though, if she needs it. And right now, it looks like Vivid Gaming is, in fact, going to take the left side camps. And right side, right now, they might be up for contention as Athena, well, you know, there was minions in the mid wave she had to go mid lane that she had to go deal with.
Yep, right hand has respawned. Right now, Vivid Game going to rotate in for them. Scylla was about to base, then decided she wants to try and get involved. Changed her mind, though. Keep of the Rice and the Athena there, played by Ombane. Just going to back away, give up those right-hand harpies as well. And it's going to drop the golden experience lead ever so slightly in Vivid's favour. Good play from them, honestly, to get themselves back in contention and catch up some of this lead that they've got to bring back.
Yeah. About 2,000 right now for gold, about 4,000 for experience, as the graph just showed. And, you know, items starting to come online, some different focuses coming out from some of these guys, as well as you can start seeing that gold lead starting to come into effect. Ram hadn't made it back to base yet, so Anhur had that full Itchval built up, where Ram the words are hard today. Still sitting on Devourer's Gauntlets as the War Tab is evening things back up. Once he gets back to lane, they'll be able to box and trade back and forth a little bit better. Warlock Sash coming out from Scylla as well, a little bit of a gold lead. Poseidon again, just hasn't made it back to base to buy his own. Although he might go for Gem of Isolation.
Baka went a little bit aggressive over on the right-hand side there, looking for a bit of aggression on the blue buff, but now he's going to get rotated on from the backside from Serqet. Serqet's in a good position to land the full combo here into the driving strike, nicely followed up, and that's going to be a dead Baka as he dies to the poison dot.
Indeed, Arachne saw her backing off. It's like, hey, I don't want to keep poison stuff. Stay away from me.
I'm here, buddy. I'm here, buddy. Okay, go away. I don't like you anymore. You're infected. Not interested. Not interested. Good news for Arachne, though. She's going to get some free farm over in that right lane for a few seconds.
Joyce helps. They could look for something. Billy's back off cooldown. There's a Kerberos coming in. Gambit might have overstayed his welcome. Beads used immediately to get himself back safely under his tower. It's one of those things. Beads are online for now for 3 members of Vivid Gaming. We've been seeing a lot of those monster combos coming out across the board. With more beads, though, it might be a bit harder to execute.
Yeah, I'm not sure why she chose to use beads there. Honestly, on the Arachne, Gambit played it very, very safe using beads. He had ultimate available. She didn't have anything else after that taunt to really follow up. I guess she was worried about an Earthbreak getting range and causing a few issues. So, wiser, better said than done. Left-hand side, bit of an engage for Ymir. Not going to find the taunt through the wall, though. Anhur going to lead back to the wave. The disengage happens, but now they might get picked off in the jungle as Arachne and Poseidon are here.
Yeah, the second did miss. The Defender of Olympus coming down. Looking for the special delivery from Athena. They do find a Keeper of the Rice finds the first kill. They're looking for even more. Rolling assault from Ram. Going to manage to avoid the second shot from that monster. As now they're looking to disengage a bit. Ruby finds Ymir in the backside of this fight. They're setting themselves up perfectly for Gold Fury, but unfortunately that's not up for another minute. So it's just going to be a lot of kills and potentially some jungle take.
Oh, Serqet trying to get herself out. We're going to jump away. The ambush astral barrage will not reach her. Yes, it will. Pangari on the backside. Lands 2 shots back to back. Scylla's going to make it out alive as well. Pangari trading off with Trueblade in the jungle. Just going to be a disengage there, but that fight goes so well for the Why Nots. And Trueblade now can even steal away some of those harpies in that backside as well. Just extending the Why Nots kill and gold lead as well, thanks to that nice little play from them in the jungle.
Yeah, it looked like Vivid Gaming were looking for a collapse in onto Why Nots, but they were just too spread out for the fight. They just, Why Nots played that perfectly. They focused 2 members, and then they shifted their focus back to the other 2. They didn't get distracted by the fact, oh, we're getting flanked from both sides. We're splitting up. They, they focused the right targets. They focused the same targets and brought them down one by one. Came out victorious. Earthbreaker driving strike over the soul and looking to kill onto Defiant. But does have that takedown, plus that 8 minion to keep him up and keep him safe, for at least now.
Yeah, he can take a little bit of poke damage. Hercules is a bit harder to kill at this stage now. Obviously, got a lot of damage online, but he's going to go for the double tap of the boulder, bounces off the wall, and he's trying to get back to tower safety range. Going to find it. The Earthbreaker does not connect, and with that now being on cooldown, it means the disengage happens, but he's going to lose the tower for that Zidane.
Yeah, the first tower of the game will fall, go in the way of the Why Nots. Bakasura going to be forced back to base. Hercules is going to deny it. Probably a minion wave worth of experience here, or gold and experience potentially, as he looks to go back to base and buy some stuff up himself. Mid-Harpy spawning. Left side went to, I believe, Vivid Gaming, while the right side, once again, being given up by the Why Nots as well, letting Arachne take him.
It does, but they've got Gold Fury control right now, have the Why Nots, and now they're in a position once again to try and put the assault back down. 2 sentry wards placed down by them around this Gold Fury area, so they've got good vision control. They're looking for Arachne in mid lane here. Immediately uses the ultimate to disengage, make sure she doesn't get caught out of position. One of the benefits of having that Nightcrawler ability.
Yep, it's very useful for escapes. Can be good for engages as well. That's one of the problems people kind of criticize Arachne for in general when she was first remade, going back a few months now. She has no way to engage a fight, was the thing everyone was going on saying. But, you know, she's pretty quick. She can use that speed boost from the web to close in. And the Nightcrawler, of course, can be used to initiate or potentially turn a fight around. Gold Fury is underway. Scylla trying to zone out, but Ymir's not having any of it. But he's not going to get there in time to look contest, and he might be in trouble.
Scylla did what she needed to do. The taunt's going to come out. That's going to bring down that Ymir. He's going to go down too. I'm a monster pop bit preemptively here. Might be able to find it over the wall, though. Does find it over the wall. There's a Fury connected a little bit. One more extra shot from Trueblade there in the right direction. That'd have been a dead Poseidon in the mid lane, too. Now they can pressure onto the mid lane here for Freeside, and maybe even take the tower down if they realize it.
Yeah, I mean, while that was going on over in the right lane, Hercules stole away the mana buff from the Defiant. It's going to hurt him a little bit at this point in the game. He has a lot more damage just from his auto attacks as well, so he's not going to be too down on his luck with that one. But second tower of the game will fall on the back of that Gold Fury. Why not? They're really starting to grab a gold lead for themselves and looking to run away with it right now. Vivid aren't out of it yet, but they need to stop the bleed.
Yeah, the bleed has to stop, and losing the jungle buff of the red and now the purple's just respawned. Trueblade's there starting that one. There's not a lot Papan can do here on this Rama apart from stand and watch as his dreams of attack speed go away.
Indeed. Over in the solo lane once again, Bakasura caught by that driving strike, forced to beat out the boulder. That little piggy pinata coming out. Hercules securing another kill onto Bakasura. At this point in the game, Bakasura has to be very, very careful with his positioning. A single Earthbreaker followed up by that driving strike can mean his death right now. Hercules, 3 levels up, a decent bit of gold as well. He has control of that lane entirely.
Herc's played this pretty well. I mean, he was down 0-2 in the lane, turned the fight around himself, got himself a kill, and then after that, that's when we started to see some pressure from Serqet finally coming out onto that lane to support him extra as well. Obviously, the Gold Furies helped him with that experience and gold lead that he's got, which allowed him to get back in the game, but I like his itemization build. Focus on the defensive side of it. The physical protection, not that useful against the backer, but I love the Midgardian Mail. Going to slow down those auto attacks at the same time as his mobility, try and reduce the amount of damage backer can put out on him, as well as giving him a nice chunk of HP to survive through it as well.
And then with that Runeforged Hammer as well, that passive, all that armor coming off, or the protections coming off of that Midgardian Mail, increases his power, and then he's Hercules. He relies quite a bit on just the regular level scaling over the Earthbreaker and Driving Strike for damage, and he's been making use of that, and it's been working out pretty well since he's got those defensive items online, like you said. Ymir once again using that Frost Wall defensively in the jungle, trying to make sure he doesn't get caught out, but Nightcrawler forced out from Arachne. She's going to be able to get away, but they have to be careful. Athena could potentially look for a taunt to follow up, but just enough time to get far enough away from that.
That damage was very nice going out from Serqet there. The poison was ticking from Ruby and it just brought Arachne low enough to have to fully base there. Not going to be able to try and sustain up off the next minion wave coming in. So now they get some more pressure in the mid lane. Anhur still pushing left. Hercules quite fine in the right hand lane. Here's an engage in mid though, looking for a taunt. Good freeze coming out from Ymir to delay it. But there's minions in range and so no one gets aggro for now. They're still going to chip away at the tower a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit like this. I'm loving Season 2. We're seeing a lot more of this whole, we can take towers without having to get Fire Giant first. Occasionally you see that we want a team fight, let's just push a tower because nobody's alive. I love the grouping and sieging going on early on. Force the team fights, force them to fight you. Scylla coming out with the combo once again, looking for more damage, not quite going to find it that time. The
left-hand side though, Desert Fury's been popped. Astral Barrage goes up too. The snipes have not connected. The third one's not going to hit either. Can he find the kill? No, Ruby doesn't manage to find the Deathbane in mid lane though. Herc's going down.
He is definitely looking for another one. Found one, still looking for more. The taunt finds both of them as they look for even more. Earthbreaker, Driving Strike finds a triple kill for Hercules. Ram answers back with one onto Ruby, but will he survive right now? Not looking like it. He finds the final kill. Anhur, excuse me, finds the final kill. That's a Deicide coming out. Vivid Gaming getting yet another tower. Every tower on the map right now, or excuse me, why not get another tower? Every Vivid tower is down currently, and they're looking for Phoenixes in the left lane. And, you know, right now, they can look to get some Phoenixes. They can even go look to take that Fire Giant.
They could definitely get one Phoenix here. They're just going to pick one and go for it, and that's what they're going to do. All group up mid lane. There's a mid wave here. Ymir's only here to defend. He can't answer back in time. Middle Phoenix goes down. Why not? It's in a commanding lead. They might look for left, but if they do this here, they could potentially stay a little bit too long. Defiance back up. Arachne's back up very, very shortly too. Ymir blinks in for the defense. Good decision from Why Not to disengage here.
Yeah, if they can follow up in short order, the Phoenix will be slowly restoring his health, but just getting that mid Phoenix down is the big takeaway from that. They got a lot of gold. They have a lot of gold, and if we pull up the golden hand sharks, 3,000 almost on Athena, 2,700 on her. Hercules over 2,000 as well, plus a couple guys had shopped already prior to that. This is a big play right now. Vivid Gaming need to look to start gaining control of this Fire Giant. They're going to be looking for it in the near future. Why not have control of the game right now? They have control of the map for the most part. Wards are falling off for the most part in the bend of that, bit of an extended fight and siege in the middle of the map. Hercules, though, looking for a fight in the Bakasura, but he has that takedown to leap over the wall and get out safely. Right now, though.
The call from Vivid Gaming then should have been go for the Fire Giant immediately because they realised that Wynots had to go back to base there. A lot of the ultimates were on cooldown at that moment in time. They could have potentially tried to steal away the Fire Giant, get themselves back in. If you check the experience in gold though, look at that climb. Ever since that first goal view of the game that the Wynots picked up, it's just slowly risen, and they've taken more and more of an advantage from this team of Vivid Gaming. Vivid Gaming, I don't think they've got their composition online. That's the problem. Like Arachne hasn't really done much of the jungle. Baka has been trying to deal with this Hercules and lost the tier 2 tower already in that right hand lane before finally turning up to the team fights, and it's just a little bit too late for them now. The experience lead is just too much. Look at the junglers as a prime example here, Zayden. Level 14 to level 19 between the two.
That also makes it even more difficult. Arachne is pretty much entirely auto-tag. Ooh, actually, Ymir caught out left side. This is going to end well. Impaled back into the Shifting Sands pillar. Did buy himself some time with that wall, but Athena's going to be able to close this gap and find a taunt here in just a shorter. Here comes Scylla over the wall, looking to intercept this one. Ymir's trying to stay alive. 4 members, though, surrounding him.
No one's nearby.
He's going to fall.
Don't know what he was doing, where he was there. Why was he there in that position? The Gold Fury is too. You shouldn't be looking about Gold Fury at 23 minutes in. You got to worry about the Fire Giant when you've lost a Phoenix. That should have been where the war control was. That's where the defense should have happened. They could have potentially taken the Fire Giant if they realized they were doing gold there anyway. But now, what is Vivid Gaming going to do up against this team? They're doing Fire Giant, and nobody can be a front line to engage here. They're all too low. They're all too squishy.
Yeah, that's the biggest problem. I was going to touch on the Arachne pick as well. Arachne is essentially an entirely auto-attack based god. Here comes the special delivery once again off of Scylla. Didn't quite connect for the Friend of Olympus damage. The taunt will come out here in just a second. The Kraken will find 3 members, but not going to be enough to deter them. I'm a Monster connects off Scylla. She's going to be looking for more right here. Going to find a second hit, not a kill, as they look to secure this fight out and possibly the victory. Trueblade finds number 2. And right now, it looks like this could be the beginning of the end.
It should be, because there goes Ymir as well. They're leaping from Anhur, looking for the chase. Got to focus the Titan. 90%, 85%, 76% is dropping. And this will be the first game of the day. Round 2 going to the Why Nots over Vivid Gaming. A nice performance from them. Slowly but steadily won that race for this game. Vivid Gaming couldn't find the way back into it here at all, Zayden.
Yeah, it was a rough one. They had a little bit of trouble out of the gates. And as we look into the post-game stuff here, a lot of that lead, early on, Vivid did have the lead. They were looking strong, but somewhere around the 10-15 minute mark, things kind of started to turn around a little bit. They got those combos off of Scylla, the Athena Scylla combos, the Serqet Scylla combos coming out, setting up a lot of big kills from Scylla, coming out 6-0 and 10 in the end of the game. I probably top damage the guy, would not be surprised in the slightest. Yeah, by a decent margin, 3,000 over on her. So doing a lot overall for a team. I mean, just kind of that back-to-back, couple of those early Ymir picks. I'm actually a little surprised, given the fact that Why Nots actually gave up a lot of Gold Furies. Or not Gold Furies, Mid Harpies.
I mean, Serqet, in fairness, was the big pick for them there that really helped them out. It steadied them through the middle game, while some of the gods like the Scylla and the Hercules were getting themselves online, getting themselves bigger, set up a lot of kills for them as well. So it really, really helped out. Across the way, when you check in with the teams, though, Poseidon's build here, I like Poseidon's build, but the problem was he's the only mage damage on the team. He went for Bancrofts into Gem of Isolation. This build isn't all about raw damage, it's more about sustain and teamfight presence and keeping people pinned down with that Gem of Isolation. The problem is, though, is that if you've got everybody else that's building physical damage and you're only doing CC, like Kraken at the end that you saw, didn't do anything to those gods whatsoever because there was no real damage involved in it. Gem of Isolation there for the sort of CC abilities for it, but Baka and Arachne just couldn't follow up and do any damage. Very unfortunate. Very, very unfortunate for those boys, but really, really well played from the Why Nots.
Yeah, definitely. That said, not much more to talk about here. We'll be moving on. Are we still doing another round 2 game? We're going to be jumping straight into round 3.
I'm not sure. We'll find out shortly. Probably going to do another round 2 game, hopefully. We'll find one of those ones that are going on right now from the guys of round 1 that have just finished. That's what we're going to bring you 2 round 2 games instead. We'll be back shortly, though, guys, with more information for you and the next set of picks and bans.